Welcome back to moreforlife.com. Once again, I'm Michael Moore. Part 1 of our session with Juanita was all about skin. In part 2, we'll move on to eyes. Let's dive in. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to a powder that we're gonna be using for her eyebrows. We're gonna actually be using this medium tone right through here. We're gonna probably build this and this together. I always love a palette like this because this will give you a lot of choices. Juanita just had her hair colored done. As she said, it's probably gonna get a little bit darker as in a couple weeks, right?
Right.
So what you always want to think about is go with the darkest tone in the head. You don't want to go with the blonde that's on the surface. You want to go with the darkest tone that's down in the root. So when you're thinking about the eyebrows, you want to think about this is where the eyebrow should start. This is where the eyebrow should end. 45 degrees would be the highest arch of the brow. Go ahead and raise your brows for me. If you notice, she doesn't have a natural arch, so she's never gonna have that really arched brow this way. Do not try to give yourself something that you do not have naturally. So we're gonna lay this base first. This is looking really dark to start off with, and that's okay. So we have an outline, we have a shape. Go from there and build. Eyebrows are absolutely one of the most important things a woman can do to her face. As Juanita was talking about, she had much heavier brows when she was younger until an ant got a hold of her. If that ant had never gotten a hold of her, she probably still would have a really nice strong brow. She still has a gorgeous brow, but we just have to enhance it a little bit more. So if you're looking at that brow right now, you might be saying, oh, it looks a little dark, it looks a little heavy. Yes, it can, but what I always like to do is make sure that that brow is gonna stay all day long. So now you're gonna take a empty mascara wand and just blend this down so it actually looks a lot more natural now. Okay, so we actually have the eyebrows done now, and now what we're gonna be doing is, because, close your eyes for a second, we're losing a little bit of the slackness of the eyelid. A lot of times when you lose the slackness of the eyelid, you have a problem with your eyeshadow staying on. Do you find that?
I do.
Okay, so we're gonna be using an eye primer. This is going to be applied from the lash line all the way up to the eyebrow. This will really prevent your eyeshadow from disappearing, moving, creasing as the day goes on. If you have any discoloration on the eyelid, it's a perfect way to get a truer color to your eyeshadow, more intensity to the eyeshadow. I like that to go right down to the eyelash line as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with a light eyeshadow that will go from the lash to the brow. You always wanna make sure that this is actually a matte color. If you had shimmer where we have a little bit of a slackness or fat into the eyelid there, you wanna make sure the shimmer would actually only make it look more prevalent. So this has to be a matte that goes from the lash to the brow. You can use shimmer on the eye, but not up into this fleshy area. So we're gonna be using a wonderful black plum eyeshadow. This is really great because it actually has a wonderful array of different colors in it. You actually see some purple, you see some bronze, you see some brown, and you see some gold in it. And what I really want to do is really wake up the color inside Juanita's eye. If you look at her eye really close in there, you can see that she's got this wonderful rim of auburn. Then there's almost like a gold green on the outside, and I really want to make sure that we bring out those colors that make her eye so unique. Taking that depth and building it from the lash to the base. Dark recedes, light brings out. Just always remember that. If we want more drama, go darker. Feel free to use your fingers when you're blending colors. Makes everything easy and simple. And you always have your fingers right there. And when you're feeling this, you want to feel for the top of the eyeball. So it's going right to that depth. So now what we're going to do is we have that depth onto her eyelid now. We're going to take a warm reddy color, reddy brown color called Margot. And we're going to take this into the crease, which is still, it's a darker color, not as dark as what the lid is. And this is going to give more depth and more color to her eye itself and giving a blendable look. Blending is the key to success on your eyeshadow, always. Blend, blend, blend. You should never see where one color starts and one color ends. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into eyeliner. And I'm going to go into a gel eyeliner on Juanita, and we're going to go into a navy blue gel called Cobalt Blue. It's gonna be long wearing, great for her lifestyle again. It's gonna give her an uplift and an enhancement to the eye. I always believe almost any woman over the age of 40 should have navy blue liner in her wardrobe. A true navy, you can never really tell where it's navy or where it's blue or it's black. Always gives an instantly rested look to the eye. So I'm gonna lift up the eye and we're gonna do it into the root of these eyelashes. I've known Juanita for years, and one thing I've never seen her is tired. But I'm sure at times you do get there. So we're taking that navy blue liner right up into that root. Gives her great definition. So now we're taking that cobalt blue and going right up onto that top lash line as well. Building it a little bit on the outer quarter of the eye to give a little bit more of an uplift. This stuff is absolutely unbelievable because it will not come off until you decide to take it off. So now as you look at Juanita, you see how everything is going up and how that navy blue is really working for her. Getting that into the root of those eyelashes and taking it all the way across, making sure the most of the mascara goes onto the outer quarter of the eye. Getting that into that root, pulling it all the way through. Juanita actually has great eyelashes herself. She really does, but she does like a fuller eyelash, so we will do some false eyelashes in a minute. Mascara on the bottom, and yes, I just got a little bit onto the lower lid there, so we'll clean that up in 1 second with our non-latex sponge. Your lashes naturally on the bottom are always less than what you have on top. So don't be going and giving yourself those spider legs. That non-latex sponge cleans everything right up instantly. That's all for part 2 of Juanita. To see your transformation continue, check out Juanita part 3 right here on moreforlife.com. Thanks for watching.